Hello, we are back reacting to more Shinobimystic custom cards for Arena of the Planeswalkers. The last time we looked at the Xenodragon, and today we've got some more Xenomorph creatures based on the Alien franchise. So let's take a look. So we start here with Ruler of the Roost. So this is a Xenomorph Queen. It's got all the things you'd expect from that. We've got flying, a special attack, and the acidic blood ability, all very thematic. We've got lots of ways to deal damage with it. And then the roost ability is where things start getting really interesting. We look into the life cycle of the Xenomorphs. So it says at the start of your turn, roll the 20-sided dice on 11 plus, you get a Xenomorph egg taken adjacent to Ruler of the Roost. I wonder if that should be start of Ruler of the Roost turn rather than the player's turn, because otherwise that's going to be a lot of eggs that are getting laid down. But you can see, as I see from the egg itself, then these triggers to move on to the next phase, so it might work out okay. So when those eggs are in, they don't do much on their own, but when a creature or a figure ends its movement adjacent to the egg, or the egg gets destroyed by something, it then gets replaced by a face hugger or chest burster. I think there's been a name retcon in between these cards being made. And that then gets to move on to its next phase of the life cycle. So the chest burster has this slithering terror, which lets it move through things without stopping, and move through figures and not take LEAs. So it's quite a rapid moving, but not very tough and not very powerful creature in itself. It then has this 3-turn countdown mechanic. So again, it says at the end of your turn. I wonder if that should be at the end of a chest burster's turn. But it gets a molting marker, and when we reach 3 molting markers, it gets replaced with Xenomorph Warrior. And then here we've got the Xenomorph Warrior, which is then it's a full-fledged form. Again, it's got the acid blood ability, and then also lets you take a turn with another Xenomorph that you control. So I really like the cycle here. Goes through all the stages of the creatures, obviously from the very weak egg all the way up to the Xenomorph Warrior. It gives people incentive to chase down the small ones, much like they had to in Alien, before it turns into something much worse. In terms of the mechanics at play here, I wonder if it would be better to use the transform mechanic, maybe, or that would make it have less cards. If the Xenomorph Warrior is meant to be a hero creature in its own right that you could build as part of the deck, feels like the chest burster it's just a precursor to that, same as the egg. So the egg and the chest burster could be 2 sides of the transforming card. So you start with the token egg, it then transforms itself on those triggers into the chest burster. We get those that counting down, and then you can replace it with a Xenomorph Warrior. I think the wording from Magic would be could replace it with a Xenomorph Warrior figure you control from outside the game, and that would let you bring in the extra creatures. That might play havoc with the cost distribution. If you're able to generate figures that eventually pull in more figures with a cost, that would be something to consider in terms of game modes and win conditions. But that would mean that there's less cards dancing around when you're switching between all these forms or evolving through these forms. Otherwise, I think we just need to make sure that the hero creatures here, or the Xenomorph Warrior at least, and the Chestburster, if it's not going to be the backside of the token, are common creatures rather than unique creatures. Otherwise, run into issues when you generate multiple of them. Yeah, this is a great set. I like the way they go through the different forms. It looked like that would be a lot of fun to play with. Make sure to check out Shinobimystic here on YouTube. Does lots of cool custom work with Arena of the Planeswalkers, lots of custom battles. You can also join us and chat in the Discord. The link is down below.